this video we are going to be talking about a different type other than the integer type we spoke about in the previous video. So in the beginning of this series, we started with introduction to Solidity. I gave you a walkthrough of how the contract looks like, how to start using this, the identifier, the pragma, then the contract type. Then in the previous video we talked about the integer types, right? Remember when I mentioned that integers means number, and you should take note of this word type because it will come up a lot. So we are going to be using that word type frequently now. So the integer types was what we spoke about in the previous video, which are the number types, right? Which is either positive integers or negative integers, and we have different keywords that we use to represent positive integers and negative integers, or just positive integers and positive or negative integers in Solidity. So which means that uint simply represents only positive integers, meaning from 0 and numbers greater than 0, greater than or equal to 0, and then integer means numbers that are below 0 or greater than 0. So that is what integer types are. So in today's video we're going to be talking about another type, right, which is called the address type. Now you might be wondering, what do you mean by address type? You know that in blockchain we have something called a wallet address or an address, right? An address which is in X format, in which case we have something like this, 0x1234 blah 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 blah, something like this. Now that is specifically for the EVM chains, or let me say Ethereum in this case. So if you understand that there is this address type and everybody uses it, as long as you have an account, you have an address, and you interact with the blockchain, the Solidity blockchain, or an EVM compatible blockchain, or a Solidity contract compatible blockchain, that means you have an address of this format that you make use of. That is true, it's valid. So with that in mind, that means there's also an address that helps you, just like we have the integer type that helps you to represent numbers. There is also a type in Solidity that helps you to represent what? Addresses. So let's say I want to represent my address. Let me say my address is of type, let me say my address. Let me not call it on address. Let me just call it my address, and I say my address is 0x12345. You can see that automatically it changes. This is not a valid address. So let me pick a valid address that I have. Let me pick from my MetaMask address and copy this, right? And let me paste this here. Now you can see that this doesn't give me any error because it is a valid address. Do you see it now? So I can represent this as using this address type. Now you can see that when we're representing numbers, we use uint and int. Now that we're representing address types, what did we use? We use the address keyword. So that means there's a type in Solidity that helps you to represent what? Addresses. Remember, there's a type that helps you to represent numbers. There's a type that helps you to represent negative numbers, which is the int type. Now there's a type that helps you to represent what? Address types, which is the hexadecimal addresses that EVM blockchain uses, which is what? The address keyword. So that's basically what the address keyword is. So we're going to be diving into other types of in Solidity. We call them variables, but I don't want to use the word variables for now. I just want you to understand that integers are this, numbers are addressed with this, are denoted with certain keywords. Addresses also, if you want to write an address, you use another keyword to specify that, okay, this variable is an address, or this thing I'm specifying here is an address type. So this is basically what we refer to. So whenever you see an address type in any contract, just know that it simply means that whatever comes after this definition is an address, and it's a valid address. If I remove a number from this, it gives an error. It says what? This looks like an address, but it is not exactly 40x digits. It is 39x digits. Do you understand? So it has to be a valid address type. If it is not valid, if something is missing that makes it not to be complete or valid, it throws an error. So whenever you declare an address type, you are simply saying that I want a valid Ethereum compatible address. And that's basically what it means. So that's the address type, folks. That's the address type. If you come across it anywhere, now you know what it is. So yes, that is that for this video, and I'm sure you've learned this as well. So feel free to drop a like, and any comments you have, make sure you drop it also in this in the comment section of this video. And please don't forget to subscribe to this channel so that you get more videos as I release them, because this is a series, right? We are going to be touching every single aspect of how to write your contract. So get subscribed to see when new videos drop, because I'll be dropping them periodically and you don't want to miss any of them. So thank you so much for watching. Catch you guys in the next one. Bye for now.